We may be seeing the formulation of a game plan and tactics from this training footage from Gervonta Davis.
Anybody that gets in the ring with Tank that is not a damn dinosaur is going to feel something from it. And it ain't going to be easy to hit it.
Gervonta Tank Davis has the boxing world talking after new training clips revealed his shocking transformation ahead of the Jake Paul fight. The undefeated star looks more powerful, faster, and sharper than ever. His bigger frame and explosive punches have left fans amazed. Many are saying this is the most dangerous version of Davis we've ever seen, and it looks like Jake Paul is about to face a beast at the top of his game. Davis, known as one of boxing's most explosive punchers, has never been short on viral moments. From brutal knockouts to his cold, unshakable focus, he's always carried an aura of danger. But this new footage hits differently. In previous camps, Davis trained around speed, timing, and slick movement, the same skills that made him rule the lightweight division. Now, he looks stronger, heavier, and more deliberate with every move. The once compact fighter is visibly more muscular, and his new look is both powerful and intimidating to anyone watching.
My biggest fear, I never want to get embarrassed. You know?
What you mean? How would you get embarrassed?
As far as like me not doing my job, feel me? Like I'm not worrying about nobody else. Cause I know skill for skill, none of these guys can mess with me. Nobody. I feel like my skills is way better than like Floyd. Like if I'm on my game, well, I take it right hand in hand. But skill-wise, nobody on TV that's fighting right now have more skills than me. Nobody. Like talking about top to bottom list of fighters that's fighting.
So what that got to do with you being, I guess, embarrassing? Like, cause again, we see you make posts on the story like the fight not happening. Like,
cause I don't never want to like me not doing my job like all the way, like me not training all the way, me not, you know. So that's what made me like. So I was supposed to have been in camp, you know, and I wasn't in camp. So it was me like, all right.
oh, okay.
It pissed me off so bad that I was like, all right, I don't even want to fight.
Former heavyweight Eddie Chambers has warned Jake Paul not to take the smaller man lightly. He admitted Jake might have the advantage in size and strength, but said Davis's precision, timing, and knockout power make him one of the most dangerous fighters on the planet. If you're not a beast yourself, Tank will make you look foolish, Chambers said. His words add more fuel to the debate over whether Jake's size can truly make a difference against Davis's world-class skill. Chambers doesn't think so, insisting that no amount of muscle will save Jake Paul if Davis lands clean.
That something like this can happen, but this is social media, this is what is created. There's a lane that Jake Paul has created. Honestly, I'm not mad at him for it. He's gotten a lot of fighters and, you know, actual fighters from shine. It also has done for women's boxing a lot. So I'm not mad at him for what he's been in boxing, what he's created. This is a little crazy right here. This is a little crazy. And a lot of people will say, Tank is too small. Let me tell you something. Anybody that gets in the ring with Tank that is not a damn dinosaur is gonna feel something from it. And it ain't gonna be easy to hit it. Got boxing IQ. He may not sound like an intellectual guy when you hear him talk, but he knows the ring inside and out. So there's nothing that Jake Paul can do aside from make it extremely ugly by grabbing him and probably trying to throw him to the ground. I don't know what else, bite him. I don't know, but I mean, the skill level alone, now of course, there is a size difference, a height difference and all that, but he's just gonna struggle so much landing a shot. You know, it's just gonna look bad. To me, this is the way I see it. It's gonna look bad. Tank is gonna be too fast. And the punch, I believe, I'm not saying it's gonna knock him out or, you know, but he's gonna feel it.
Davis issued a chilling warning before his fight with Jake Paul, saying he could drop a 300-pound man who doesn't know how to fight. Known for his blistering speed and knockout power, he didn't hold back. Size doesn't matter, Tank said. If you can't fight, I can handle you. Skill always beats size. The undefeated champ reminded everyone that boxing isn't just about strength. It's about timing, technique, and accuracy. Even against someone huge, Davis believes his quickness, movement, and precision would make him impossible to touch.
What do you think is the minimum weight of someone that could beat you in a fight?
Minimum weight?
Yeah,
Right.
someone's like 250
Yeah, probably like, 250, 220 or some shit like that.
with no experience.
All right, yes, sir.
Someone with no experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, hell no. They gotta have experience to beat me.
No, but like a 300 guy, no experience.
No, I'm whooping that ass. I'm whooping that ass.
When asked about the smallest person who could actually beat him, Davis laughed. Maybe someone around 150 or 220, but only if they can fight. He said, a 300-pound guy with no skills? Nah, I'm whooping that ass still, even with Davis's intense training clips and bulked up look. Many fans and experts think he's just too small to handle Jake Paul. Standing only 5'5" inches and used to fighting at lightweight, Tank would be giving up serious height, reach, and weight. Critics point out that no matter how strong he looks, size still matters, and Jake's 190-pound frame might be able to take shots that Davis's usual opponents can't.
All of a sudden, we want to know who will win in this fight, Jake Paul or Tank Davis? It's a legit question, and I actually want to really hear your thoughts on who do you think is gonna win, because I know what Vegas is saying, but I want to know what you think. You got
Personally, I think Tank too little, bro.
yo.
I think Tank's too
glad,
little.
I'm so glad you have brain on your fucking shoulder.
I think Tank's
the
too
way
little.
I did. I said, bro.
I think Tank's too little. That's what I'm saying. That weight class is for a
Tank
reason.
Davis,
That weight class is for a reason.
5'5", 135 pounds. Jake Paul is 6 feet, 205
That's what I'm saying. He's too
6'1",
little.
205. Everybody's like, yeah, bro, but Tank going, it only takes one good punch. Yes, it takes one good punch when you're about the same size. There's a 60, 70-pound difference in weight
Yeah.
in these people. I don't think nobody puts the physics in mind. Jake Paul gets punched in the face by dudes 200 pounds with all their might on a weekly basis. A 135-pound puncher, bro. If y'all remember the Mayweather versus Conor McGregor fight, Conor walks around like 180 on the regular. He's like 5'9", 180. Mayweather's like 5'7", 145. That 30-pound, 20, 30-pound difference, bro. If you remember that fight, Mayweather was putting mittens on Conor. Guess what happened to Conor? He didn't hit the ground once.
No.
He lasted all 12 rounds getting hit with flurries. I'm talking about Mayweather was having his time. He's being cocky with it, hitting him with all kind of combos. And we're watching the last 3 rounds of that shit like, yo, knock him out. And you know what? He could not knock him out because Conor gets punched by people that are 170, 180 pounds on a regular. And just that 20, 30-pound difference, it was like impossible for him to do anything. And that's exactly what I feel like is gonna happen versus Jake and Tank.
Fans are already drawing comparisons between Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis and the legendary Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather Showdown, another battle of size versus skill. Like Mayweather, Davis is the smaller, smarter, and far more technical fighter. Jake, just like his brother, relies on power, size, and brute force. In that Logan versus Mayweather fight, Logan's huge size helped him stay standing, but it was Floyd's sharp timing and accuracy that truly controlled the match.
Jake Paul, Tank Davis fight got moved to Miami.
I think Jake wins.
Jake's just so big, dude.
I think Jake wins.
This is different because it's similar. It's similar to Logan versus Mayweather, but
Jake has
Jake
better
Paul
boxing.
now obviously is way more advanced than where Logan was at that moment in time.
I mean, it's
Gervonta's
just.
fucking sick.
I mean, yeah. No, but dude,
You
Jake.
ever watch his highlights?
Jake can
He's
crack,
nasty.
man.
He's so sick. I love that.
Boxing analyst Ado Ladipo shared a sharp take, saying this fight is happening too soon for both men. Unlike Mayweather and Logan, who were past their primes, Davis and Paul are still in their peak years. Oladipo believes the matchup is more about entertainment than legacy and could pull both fighters away from bigger, more meaningful goals. He argued that this fight would make more sense later in their careers, once they've achieved more in their own divisions. For now, he sees it as a risky sideshow that could distract from their real long-term potential.
Whether you agree with it or not, Gervonta is considered the #1 lightweight in the world. And it's a division that includes Shakur Stevenson, a lot of young guns coming up. I'm not any more sure if it's going to include Keyshawn Davis, but it's a hot division. He's considered #1 in that division. Like, that's why I kind of find this a bit, I don't know. Like, there are challenges out there for Gervonta. There are big money fights out there for Gervonta. We want to see Gervonta in those fights. Again, I don't know how many fights people want to see AJ in, just to make the AJ Jake Paul comparison. One, as far as I'm concerned, that was Tyson Fury. I don't really have any interest in seeing an AJ in any other more fights. Whereas Gervonta Davis, I wanted and still do want to see him in so many more fights. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. these exhibition things are, like, really and truly, they should all be when your career is done. Like, when you think of Floyd versus Logan Paul, it's done, right? Floyd versus Conor. Did he have one more after? Or was that it? I can't even remember. But it was right at the end. It was done. Right at the end. Even if it wasn't. Right at the end. These guys having these exhibition fights in between what is the peak of their career is kind of weird for me. Very, very weird. And then it isn't even comparable to Ngannou Fury, because at least these guys were the same size. Like, Jake Paul is a 215, 220 pound guy. I don't know what he walks around at. Gervonta fights at 135. I'm guessing he walks around about 155.
At the press conference, Jake Paul emphasized his clear size advantages, his height, reach, and overall strength. He claimed Tank's aggressive, close-range style leaves gaps he can capitalize on with his long-distance power punches. Still, Jake admitted that beating Tank wouldn't suddenly make him an elite boxer. Instead, he sees this fight as the next step in his growth, a chance to show he can compete with real world-class talent. His comments came off confident yet realistic, making it clear he's focused on earning respect through performance, not just hype.
I would say a lot of things, but I think first and foremost is going to just be my reach, my size, being able to keep him away. I think there's a lot of holes in his defense that a lot of people haven't exposed before, and he's a great fighter, one of the best. I'm excited. He's elevating me to a new height. He's making me push myself to my limits. I'm more locked in than ever, but at the end of the day, I know I'm going to be able to come out on top and outbox the guy who's been doing it for 7 times as long as me.
Jake just said that Tank has been boxing for 7 times as long as Jake has been boxing. They started out this press conference by saying Jake started boxing 5 years ago. So 7 times 5 is 35. Tank is what, 30?
Jake Paul didn't hold back when talking about Gervonta Tank Davis, boldly saying that if they met on the streets, he'd shake Tank upside down. Paul bragged that his size, strength, and toughness would give him the edge even outside the ring. "He's too small to scare me," Jake said, brushing off Davis's knockout power. His bold comments quickly went viral, turning up the heat between both camps. While Davis stays focused on training, Jake keeps talking big, promising to prove that brute force can beat skill. With both fighters full of confidence, fans are expecting an explosive showdown when they finally face off.
He's a 5'8" little peon. If we were in the streets, I would grab that little ginger and smack him upside the head and make him forget who the fuck he was. People don't realize I'm a real killer. I really fucking do this shit. YouTube this, YouTube that, Disney that. This shit is not a joke. I'm knocking out the best of the best, beating all of these people time in and time again. And it's about time that you old heads and all these fucking boxers who think they know about the sport put some respect on my name.
The size gap between Davis and Paul is massive, raising real concerns about fairness and safety. Davis, who usually fights around 135 to 140 pounds, will be taking on an opponent nearly 6 inches taller and up to 70 pounds heavier. The fight is set at 195 pounds, but Jake is expected to rehydrate to about 215 pounds by the time they step into the ring. Davis, on the other hand, will likely come in around 150 pounds. That's nearly the same difference as lightweight versus heavyweight weight classes. That boxing roles are meant to separate. Still, some experts point to history for hope, like David Hayes' 2009 win over Nikolai Valuev, where the 217 lb Hay beat the 7-foot, 316 lb giant, proof that elite skill can sometimes conquer even a 100 lb disadvantage.
Is a tiny man, 5'5" and I reckon his in the ring weight is somewhere around 145 to 150 pounds. Meanwhile, Jake Paul is around 6 foot. We're not quite sure. I think he says he's 6'1" or 6'2". I've heard other people saying I think he's close to 5'11", 6 foot. But the point is he's a much, much taller man. And in the Mike Tyson fight, he was over 220 pounds. So the size difference is massive. This fight's been made at 195 pound catch weight, but after Jake's rehydrated, assuming there's no rehydration clause, which I don't believe there is, he'll probably weigh around 215 pounds in the ring. That means there's a sort of a 60 to 70 pound difference between the two men, in the ring on fight night, which is absolutely enormous. There are weight classes for a reason in boxing, and this is the sort of thing that is typically not allowed or permitted. And like I said in my intro, it goes to the heart of that key question in boxing, which is how big is too big? It's the reason that the pound for pound list exists, where we kind of imagine if everybody was the same size, who's the best, who's number one? And it's a debate that rages on and on and on. And so when I see a fight like this, I think the hardcore boxing fans, generally speaking, have felt frustrated by it. Yes, because we want Gervonta Davis as part of the actual sport, competing for world titles against the other elite guys in his weight class. But also because if he gets knocked out and loses to Jake Paul, it creates this illusion that Jake Paul's much better than he actually is. And so I guess the question for me is, can Gervonta Davis beat Jake Paul, or will Jake Paul simply be too massive? Can Jake Paul use his size, or will Gervonta Davis simply be too skilled? What's the answer here? And in trying to answer this, I looked to history. And there's one fight that immediately popped out of my mind, and I thought, I wonder what the size difference was there. In fact, it may even be more significant. And it was, and the small guy won. Some of you might be thinking about it right now. It's when David Haye took on the monster, the absolutely ginormous human being, Nikolai Valuev. I think it took place around 2009. So at the time, I was literally a teenager. I didn't have a clue what I was looking at, and I'd fully bought into this David versus Goliath story. But I think it's an excellent example here to draw comparisons between the Gervonta Davis-Jake Paul fight to try and understand whether or not this is a good template and blueprint to try and predict and understand what the size difference might look like in the ring. Now, David Haye was 6'3" and was 217 pounds for the value.
Despite Value's huge size and reach, Haye used his speed, movement, and perfect timing to pull off the win. A true modern David versus Goliath moment. That same idea gives hope to Tank's fans, who believe Davis, even with a size disadvantage, can still beat Jake Paul if Davis stays sharp, disciplined, and strategic. He could once again prove that skill and technique can outweigh raw power and size.
This means that the weight gap was just a tiny bit under 100 pounds, which is obviously 40 pounds more, 35 pounds more than the gap between Davis and Paul. And there was a 9-inch gap in their height versus what seems to be a 7-inch height gap between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. And if you go back and watch that fight, David Haye wins it fairly comfortably. He uses his speed, his power, he moves around the outside of the ring and comprehensively outboxes Valuev, even hurting him at one point in the fight. I remember getting so excited seeing it and thinking, God, he's actually managed to wobble the giant. This is ridiculous. And so on the surface, that was a bigger gap, a harder fight for David Haye than Gervonta Davis might find Jake Paul as an opponent. The size gap was significantly bigger. And Nikolai Valuev was a guy who won over 50 fights. You know, this was an actual competitive heavyweight boxer who'd beaten some decent...
Streamer Adin Ross is confident Jake Paul will shock the world and beat Gervonta Davis. He says anyone doubting Jake simply doesn't understand boxing. According to Ross, Jake's steady improvement and strong discipline have made him ready for elite competition. He also fired back at critics who still call Jake just a YouTuber, saying Jake has already proven himself as a real fighter. Recently, Jake confirmed he's passed all USADA drug tests with full random testing, proving his strength and stamina are 100% natural. No excuses. He said, shutting down rumors about steroids and promising this fight will prove his legitimacy, once and for all.
For all of you caring to accuse me of being on steroids as the reason for winning all of my fights, we have the strictest drug testing possible for this match. U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. Random drug tests at any moment. Oh, look. They're here now. Hey, USADA, me in the car. Looking good. See if you're on steroids. Clean as a whistle, contrary to what they say.
Overall, analysts agree that Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis is more than just a boxing match. It's a worldwide spectacle. With Jake's massive crossover fame and Tank's elite skills, this fight perfectly blends sport and entertainment. It highlights how, in modern boxing, star power and showmanship can matter just as much as titles and records, reshaping what it truly means to be the biggest name in the sport.
I mean, especially Tank been talking about retirement, so why not get the bag and then go about your business if that's your plan? I mean, if that's your plan to retire, then go get the bag and go about your business. You ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm not against it.
You got some people that are very critical, Tank. Does it make sense depending on what you're in boxing for? Because you got some people that want to fight the best. You got some people that want the accolades, the belts, you know, the undisputed. You got some people that just came in this game like, look, I'm trying to get my family out of poverty and give us generational wealth. Does it all depend on what you decided to box for?
I mean, well, Tank accomplished a lot at a young age.